Hello, welcome to my final digital artifact of BCM215, Game Media Industries. Tetris is a puzzle game created in 1984 by Alexei Pajitnov, a video game designer and computer engineer of Soviet Academy of Sciences. In the game, players strategically rotate and drop 4-block shapes into place in order to create and clear unbroken lines. Tetris effect is also known as the Tetris syndrome. It happens when players spend lots of unnecessary time on the game. It leads players to having pattern thoughts and changes in mental images. It also affects our dreams, making Tetris a reality. I would like to analyze the Tetris game. Tetris is a game that caters for a diverse audience with no specific gender, age, interests, or culture. The game is available on every computer and you can find it on over 65 gaming platforms, such as the NDS, Xbox, and even VR headsets. Nowadays, you can also play Tetris on mobile phones. I will introduce you the play mechanism of Tetris. Tetris is a strategic tile matching puzzle game. It can be a real-time competition game for players to win money. Players rotate 4-block shapes called tetrominoes and drop them strategically to clear lines. Playing Tetris requires logic, patterns, and deduction. Tetris has no storyline. In multiplayer Tetris matches, those who can clear lines the fastest wins. Although the earliest version of Tetris had no music, Tetris has a famous theme song composed by Hirokazu Tanaka. It can easily run through your head with the tune. Tetris on Nintendo Game Boys are tiny 4-block shapes on tiny green screens. On the NDS and Xbox, you can find different primary and secondary colors on each of the blocks. The iconic Tetris Effect game was launched in 2018, in which gamers have VR experience with cool visual effects looking like earth, fire, air, and water in different stages of the game. I would like to talk about the programming of the game. A standard Tetris game has 10 columns and 16 rows. There are 4 blocks that move as a unit called tetrominoes, but there are many others. There are 7 different patterns and colors with shapes resembling letters I, J, L, O, S, T, and Z. Every half second, tetrominoes fall by 1 row. Tetris affects our daily lives. Players are competitive and spend unnecessary amounts of time on the game. We are so addicted to playing the video game. Tetris gives us a relaxing sensation of decluttering our lives and we feel more organized. It's not just dreams and perceptions, but playing Tetris makes us feel happier, grateful, positive, and become more confident. It also brings back memories and it is nostalgic to those who are still playing. It benefits our brains by teaching us to be organized, understanding strategies, as well as problem solving. Tetris has been an influential brand for over 30 years. Millions of Tetris players are still playing today. Tetris is a diverse game for people of all ages and people all around the world. The game goes beyond limits of culture and language. From Nintendo and Sega, Tetris has partnered with electronics, toys, lifestyle goods, and entertainment. People from all around the world love their merchandise. The active fan culture can be seen from the classic Tetris World Championship, short form for CTWC, which players play annually and sometimes monthly. Participants play with NES game systems, controllers, and Tetris cartridges. Since COVID-19, tournaments of CTWC have been live-streamed online through YouTube. Tetris fan culture stays strong on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Most of Tetris fans' interactivity comes from CTWC and YouTube. The online presence of players and participants are huge. They have just announced the winner of CTWC on Twitter a while ago. You can see some images showing the online fans' activities and merchandise here. Tetris-inspired designs are everywhere in fashion. Tetris has been partnering with cloth diaper manufacturer Kanga Care to produce baby-related products, with Japanese apparel company Baroque Japan's Musi brand for manufacturing t-shirts, collaboration with beachwear brand MC2 St. Barth to launch a pair of Tetris-inspired men's board shorts. Following the release of Tetris Effect and Tetris 99, Tetris's brand has more opportunities to collaborate with fashion designers and beauty companies. I started playing Tetris on an NDS console, which was a birthday present from my parents when I was 10. It's just so automatic that you continue clearing and stacking the blocks over and over again. When I closed my eyes, I could see Tetris blocks floating and dropping. Also, I remembered how I met some Tetris friends when playing Tetris Battle on Facebook. We shared all the strategies and fun parts when playing the game. I used to play Tetris in arcade version when I went out with my friends. It's so memorable when you could beat others with the highest scores in the arcade version. It's also exciting when using the I block to clear numerous lines in one go to save your life. Now I play the game on my mobile phone whenever and wherever I am. I saw the movie Pixels written by Patrick Jean in 2010. It is about the invasion of New York City by aliens using video games. Tetris blocks bounced out from VR to real world. They stacked itself onto random buildings and cleared lines floor by floor. It is so shocking, and I would never forget the scene. Here are the information of the game Tetris I played on NDS and Facebook when I was young. I also have some observations of the people around me playing Tetris. Many Tetris fans are currently active on Facebook and Twitter, where Tetris holds the annual Classic Tetris World Championship. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, all championship games were starting to be held online. One of the Tetris community forum website is called Harddrop. They provide recent news, latest videos, live shoutouts, list of members in the Tetris community, users' blogs, and photos galleries of Tetris. The forum website of Tetris was unfortunately closed down, and the community was moved to Discord. Tetris's offline fan culture relies on the world's best Tetris players who will go to Portland, Oregon to battle other players to win the championship of CTWC. I'm going to talk about the ethical issues of playing the game Tetris. In 2013, a video game called Playing History Slave Trade 2, also known as Slave Tetris, was launched. It was supposedly an educational video game teaching about the 18th century and the horror of the transatlantic slave trade to students. In the game, players were asked to stack and squish dead-eyed African bodies into uncomfortable Tetris shapes into a slave ship. Slaves were then being packed to use every square millimeter. Slave Tetris defeated the educational purpose of the game. Allie Jane Bruce, children's librarian at the Bank Street College of Education in New York, said, "Slavery should not be fun." By 2015, the video game developer apologized to the people who were offended by the game, and the game was removed in that year. You just can't stop playing Tetris. In Adam Alter's book, Irresistible: The Rise of Addictive Technology and the Business of Keeping Us Hooked, he said that as you continue to clear lines in the Tetris game, all the different and unnecessary terminal blocks are left, and you have to clear those blocks again. There's no path to victory. You continue to feel addicted as you want to win. If you are interested in playing Tetris, I would like to introduce you to play the game Tetris Effect, which was launched in 2018. You can play the game on PS4, VR headset, or 4K 60 FPS computer. It is famous for its audio and visual effects. With awesome computer-generated graphics, you can explore the 3D Tetris of how to terminals fall with the 30-plus stages competition levels. Here's the trailer of the game Tetris Effect. Thank you for joining me in this DA presentation.
One of the first formal studies of the phenomenon was at Harvard Medical School in the year 2000. Participants played the game for 7 hours each, spread over the course of 3 days. Remarkably, 63% of the participants, almost 2/3, reported seeing imagery from the game hours after they finished playing. often just as they were falling asleep. This fact on its own was newsworthy. But even more surprising, amnesic patients with brain damage that prevents them from forming new memories also reported seeing game imagery well after they'd finished playing. These participants were unable to recall having ever played the game, but their descriptions matched those of players with perfect memories. Blocks. They all saw blocks, falling through space, sometimes rotating or fitting neatly into empty spaces between other blocks. Some participants also reported seeing completed lines disappearing.
Every passing day, the winds might be stronger. Joy to light the way to keep the reminder. I'm yours forever. There is no end in sight for us. Nothing could measure the kind of strength inside our hearts. It's all connected. We're all together in this love. Don't you forget it. We're all connected in this. I'm yours forever. There is no end in sight for us. Nothing could measure the kind of strength inside our hearts. It's all connected. We're all together in this love. Don't you forget it.
The researchers gave this phenomenon a name.
PlayStation. Thank you.